Alright guys, in this one I'm gonna be covering Reiko and Ashra. Just in my opinion, the two most disappointing characters in this entire game. I despised both of these. I do think these characters need some urgent changes just because they are so frustrating and so fucking annoying to play against. These two are easily, in my opinion, the two worst designed characters in any Mortal Kombat game. Not from a power level standpoint, but from a fun standpoint. From an enjoyment standpoint, there is nothing more toxic than facing these two. I absolutely despise them. I would rather face Baraka and get locked in a block string for a year, take 90% chip damage, than fight this bullshit. And there are many reasons for that. Let me just start off with Ashra. You already know what I hate about her, but just to sum this up in 1 minute, because I want to talk about Reiko. I haven't made a video like this for Reiko yet, but for Ashra, I hate how she's safe on everything. Ashra is a very high reward, no risk character. I despise this, everybody despises this. Characters that just get so much reward for anything they do, are so good in everything, and just have zero weaknesses. This is the problem I have with this character. She is not obscenely busted in any way, like none of her tools are beyond broken. She doesn't have this. All of her tools, pretty much in every aspect of the game, she is very, very, very good, on the border of broken, but she's not there yet. But, just the reasons I despise her, this overhead of her, it's basically safe on block because you can special cancel this into this, and this guarantees aerial combos, so they have to guess. If you do this and they try to poke you out of it with an anti-air, you just get them. Like, most of the time you just hit them and you get a full combo from a jump in. So, yeah, already it's an overhead combo starter that just has zero risk but so much reward. If I get this in neutral, decent damage. If you're using Sonya with her, you can actually get like 55% cover for just looping this bullshit, like just doing this. Do this, Sonya, do this again, another air string of the exact same thing, Sonya again, another air string. That does like 57% or some shit like that. Ridiculous amount of damage again. So, yeah, she also has a low starter, completely safe. She also has this low, that just amplifies mix ups, this overhead. Everything she does is safe for plus on block. She has one of the better projectiles in the game, so just... I hate characters that have zero risk attached to them and are very easy to play. Not to mention, it's just disappointing for me how she is a stance character, but one of her stances is so trash compared to the other one that you never use her other stance. It's just, it's such wasted potential. She could have had so much stylish stuff, so much fun attached to her, but just, the only thing you do with this character is go into this, turtle like an annoying bastard, sit in this range, fish for this, go into Sarina or some shit like that. You just fish for this from a mile away because she has insane range. You fish for this, you get Sarina, and then the only thing she does is just do a insanely high damaging combo and run away again, just fishing for that again, just spamming shit and doing annoying stuff. So, and this character is extremely boring to fight against and extremely boring to play against. Very, very fucking frustrating to deal with as well. Everything she does is safe. You never know if it's actually your turn because everything she does is just... You have no risk attached to this character. You can just throw out everything you'd like and she's just safe on everything pretty much. I just hate this move and I hate this character in general, so just find ways to hate on her. I fucking despise her, so regardless, this is Ashra, I just fucking hate this character. Moving on to Reiko, why I fucking hate him as well. Reiko, the reason I hate this character is because he is fundamentally flawed from a fighting game standpoint. They made him a grappler with probably the best commander I've ever seen in a fighting game, while also giving him tools that are just not fitting for a character of this fashion. He has the best projectile in the entire game, this one. It's not even a question, the most broken projectile I've ever seen. Ridiculous amounts of chip damage. It breaks any armor in the game, including armor like Sub-Zero's ice armor, it breaks that as well. It breaks everything. It beats everything. You can't approach this character as well, because on top of having this insanely good projectile, he has this 12 frame kick that has so much range. This laser stuff never should have been given to this character. This is not a character that should have this with is insanely broken projectile. Because what do Reikos do? Reikos run away from you the entire match. They run away, throw this, you try to approach them in any way, they keep throwing this. Once you do approach them, if you try to go for a jump, they just do this. If you don't, they just do this. He has so much fucking range on all of his strings, it's just ridiculous. And this is not a character that should have this much range, man. It's just not. They gave him the best zoning tool in the game. They should give him something to counteract for that, but just give him a way to deal with any form of approach play. So you have to deal with his zoning, and there's no counterplay to it because this projectile is absolutely busted. So if you only had this, I wouldn't hate him as much. But why do I hate him? Because he has a command grab. Command grabs are already frustrating. If you played any other fighting game in the past, you already know command grabs are an annoying thing to deal with. Just command grabs are just annoying. Like you can get hit for doing nothing, and command grabs are not like regular throws. You can tech throw them and shit like that. You can escape them. Command grabs you just have to guess. Like Reiko's command grab, if you weren't ducking, it hits you. It's 10 frames. It's unreactable. You must duck. So if let's say I get a jump in on block, my opponent is blocking. I get a jump in. They have to guess. I can go for this mid, or I can go for a command grab. So, and this mid is also unreactable. So we just, and this mid, it's also unreactable, and all of these leads to full combos for some reason. So yeah, like you have to pretty much has unreactable 50-50s like Kenshi Sento stance anywhere on screen at all times. Now why is this annoying me? If this command grab was just doing this and doing just a shit ton of damage for 2 bars when amplified, I would be okay with it. I wouldn't mind it, because command grabs are again punishable on whiff. You can punish this if it whiffs, but why am I annoyed by this? The fact that you can combo after it. You can combo after this thing, and it's actually the most optimal starter in the entire game. Nothing even comes close to the amount of damage this command grab does, especially when amplified. Not to mention, because it is actually considered a grab, when you do it against an up block, you get even more damage. So if I put Asher on up blocking, like she tried up blocking by jumping, fuck off, I punish her this, look at the amount of damage. And this guarantees full combo, so when they aren't up blocking, look at the damage I get. Granted, I spend all of my resources, yes, but most characters in the roster work very, very hard to get their optimal starters, and they get this amount of damage by spending all of the resources. But, dude, this is the optimal starter of this character is actually attached to a 50-50 mix-up, and it's a command grab that is completely unblockable and unavoidable if you weren't expecting it's gonna come from before. And so you can understand why I'm just so annoyed by this. And if you punish an up block with this thing, it actually does so much fucking damage, it's not even funny. Look at this, the amount of damage this thing does. Just look at this. Like, if I punish an up block. Sorry, I dropped it. This is, by the way, the highest damaging combo in the entire game. I think the only character in the game that gets more damage than this in one combo with no resets is probably what the combo I did with Johnny, where I got the anti-air standing 4. And I amplified the shit out of that, and I was using fucking Sento. So yeah, you understand why this is wrong. This is a command grab. To get an anti-air standing 4 while having Sento stance activated from Shujinko against Kenshi is something you're only getting in training mode. You're not getting this in the real match. This is feasible. You can get this. People up block a lot. You read the up block, and even if you don't read it, look at how much damage this thing does without the opponent up blocking. So I just get this in neutral, and keep in mind, they must deal with this because this is tied to a 50-50. They have to guess if I'm gonna do it or not. So I just jump in. So yeah, again, pretty much 95% of the roster can't even get to this amount of damage. Even like a character like Raiden, who has pretty much the most broken damage output in the entire game, can't get this much damage, I'm pretty sure. Even Baraka with Cyrax can get this amount of damage. Granted, you are using all of your resources, but all other characters are doing this as well for their max damages, and they aren't getting this, and for them they are using their optimal starters, that are way harder to actually get in real matches. This is a command grab, it's not difficult to get. It is very easy, you can get it multiple times in a row. I can actually make a challenge if you want where I kill my opponent only using Reiko's command grab. It is possible, it's not difficult to use this because it's 10 frames, it's not reactable, you can duck this on reaction. You have to guess between this and the mid also guarantees a full combo. So you can see why I hate this character. I might even hate him more than Ashra, dude, because he's just fundamentally flawed as a fighting game character. His optimal starter is his command grab, which is just something that shouldn't happen in a fighting game. It's not something that should happen in any fighting game. No character in any fighting game should have an optimal starter that is a command grab. Because it's very easy to get command grabs. So, yeah, regardless, yeah, you're using all of your resources, for sure. You're using all of them. But dude, this is not something that is difficult to set up again. And most characters won't get this amount of damage even when spending all of their resources. So, this is a very, very practical combo. This combo is very practical. You're gonna get this situation many times in real matches. It is also extremely easy to do. There are no tight links here. Nothing here is difficult. Everything here is extremely easy. So this character is just built around being completely brain dead, throwing projectiles. And when your opponent does approach you, you just anti-air them, or just get them out of your area, because Reiko's buttons just have insane amounts of range for no reason. These buttons should have had this much range. He should have had Rain's range. The range Rain has, that everybody are shitting on him because of it, and agreed, his range isn't good. This character is the last character in the entire roster that should have good range. His range on normal should be absolute dog shit. Because he has a command grab, and he has the best projectile in the entire fucking game. So, yeah, I think you understand why I hate this character. Pretty much just because the highest reward he gets is from the most common starter he has in his kit, dude. Just not to mention the fact command grabs shouldn't lead to full combos, especially not optimal combos. Command grabs shouldn't lead to a combo at all. Pretty much in all of the fighting games you'll check, basically. Pretty much in every fighting game you're gonna check, no command grab leads to full combos, and if they do, they are not the optimal starter of the character. This is something specific to this character. I've never seen it in any fighting game, and I played multiple in my life. I played many fighting games. I've never seen a character having this. This is ridiculously stupid. This should get patched out for sure. It shouldn't be able to full combo after grabs regardless, and if you can, it should scale like a bitch. Why does Havoc need to spend 2 bars on a move that can actually whiff to get 30% damage using Fatal Blow, while this character is getting 65% from a command grab? So yeah, you can understand where I'm going with this. So they gave him contradicting tools as a fighting game character. He's a grappler with a very broken command grab, who is also an extremely powerful zoner with incredibly good whiff punishing tools that are also amazing for spacing. So they gave him everything. I mean, I don't know where this character ranks right now, because just the fact that this option is very broken remains. This is probably the most broken thing in the entire game, I would argue. I don't think there's anything more broken than this. A command grab combo leading to 60+% damage is completely busted and shouldn't exist in any fighting game, but regardless, this is the only reason Reiko is probably not like the best character in the entire game, is because of how expensive this is. This takes 3 bars and 2 of your cameo gauges, because Darius's kick takes your entire cameo gauge. So yeah, while this is situational, for sure, getting this is not situational. From a regular version, you'll get this a lot. 40% combo for 1 bar and a cameo. Dude, it's a command grab. Why is it the optimal starter? I can use any other starter in his kit, I don't get this amount of damage, so yeah, man, I wouldn't mind if it was just fucking broken beyond belief, but this is just annoying me because this is fundamentally flawed. It makes the character so toxic to deal with, because the entire character is based around running away and zoning you out with the best projectile in the entire game. That's what every Reiko player is doing. Every single Reiko is doing this. And when you actually do get in with Reiko, like, I don't know, you just smash pokes or something, you get a poke in, it's an instantaneous guessing game. You have to guess between this and between a command grab. Normally, in most fighting games, you just rather eat the command grab. Not to mention, most command grabs are usually reactable in most fighting games, but this one is just a different story. It's unreactable. So, you have to guess between this and the mid, and both are equally bad to get hit by. Like, the command grab, if you get hit, it's the optimal starter. You get a shit ton of damage dealt on you, and if the Reiko actually chooses to meter burn it, you just die instantly, because that's pretty much 3/4 of your health bar. And then what else? Like, and if you guess is not gonna do a command grab, if you guess is gonna do a command grab and he actually does the mid, so you have to neutral duck to avoid the command grab. You either neutral duck or you jump, and that's not very ideal, because Reiko's buttons have such broken hitboxes that jumping just won't work against this character. This is an insanely broken anti that also hits just like this in your face. This button as well will hit. Like, this is the mid hit. This will anti-air you as well, like if you try jumping over. And everything here leads to full combos. I mean, this leads to full combos. And the damage isn't laughable either. Like, the damage is good. His damage is above average. So, yeah, I just hate this character, honestly, man. I don't like characters like this. I hate how a character as a tool that is fundamentally a tool that shouldn't lead to full combos, but it leads to a full combo. And not only that, it also leads to the optimal starter full combo. Pretty much, I can't even think of a character that does more damage than this guy by themselves with the optimal cameo, excluding Shujinko with Cento Stance. I can't think of any character that does it from the optimal starter. He gets 76% with Darius. 76 from a command grab. From punishing an up-block, which is not very rare. Like, in many matches you just punish an up-block using a regular grab. With Reiko you just use this one and you get so much damage, so Yeah, I know what to say, so, but just I hope this thing gets patched out immediately. I wouldn't mind if this character got buffed to just make up for that, but man, if you want to make him a zoner, make him a zoner. Don't give him a broken ass Komenga. That's my problem with this character. They made him the most OP zoner in the game and the best grappler I've ever seen in the fighting game, so I don't understand what the fuck is the point at this point. Like, what does this character don't do? I mean, it's just his normals are insane, beyond belief broken. He has pretty much the best mix-up in the entire game. I mean, you have to guess between two options that are unreactable. Like, you either go for the mid or go for the Komega. Both lead to full combos. Only difference is between this and Kenshi Sento stance mix-ups. First of all, this is extremely easy to set up. In any situation you can set this 50-50 up because he just has it for existing. He has this mids and he has a Komega, and both lead to full combos. So with Kenshi you have to get a hit in, go into Sento stance, finish a move with the teamwork special where you just go into the center, put them between you and the puppet, and then you have the mix-up, like with the overhead and the low. But here, it's a command grab and the mid in neutral. There is no setup required for this, you just get this instantly. Like, you just hit them with a projectile after a poke or something, get in, and they have to guess already. Like, they guessed I won't go for a command grab and I did, 40%. They guessed I go for a command grab and I went for a mid, I get 40%, so it's just stupid. So again, I feel like this character is pretty cool, but I dislike his design severely. I think it's a major design flaw to have a character have a command grab optimal starter. It doesn't click, it doesn't work. Fundamentally, it's just flawed, it shouldn't work in this way. So yeah, I'm gonna have this one up here. I've been blabbering for long enough, so yeah, I hate this character, I hate Ashra. I truly despise both of these characters, so I'll see you in the next one.